An initiative taken in the 80s should now be bringing dividends. The city airport was built for city executives, but very few of them are actually using it, and it's now facing a critical time. Graham Turse reports on what's gone wrong.
8.0, just check number 3 now. He has asked for 10 now.
Welcome to London City Airport, in the heart of the Docklands.
267, please come in. Thank you.
Opened almost 3 years ago now, it promised to be the capital's premier airport for city businessmen. This is also the only major British airport to be conceived, built and managed entirely by private enterprise. The airport would make doing business in London all the more convenient. As the Docklands developed around it, the dream was that the airport would act as a catalyst for more business and help secure London's future as a financial centre. As competition from other international cities intensifies, a hope remains that City Airport will play an important role in promoting London's success in the European market, opening up in 1992.
I would have thought that that was an excellent time for us to start flying into Europe as an expanded airport, using the 146 and all the other twin turboprop aircraft that we hope to be able to attract. That will put the City of London into a position, I would have thought, to really make an impact as the financial capital of Europe and be a great advantage to everyone from the financial community throughout Europe, because it'll give them easy access into London and, by the same token, easy ways of getting to Europe. It'll be a perfect time.
But time is something this airport is running out of. It has attracted only 1/4 of its full passenger capacity and has simply failed to convince business travellers that it is the gateway to the city. A lot of expectations, including those of taxi drivers, have been disappointed.
To begin with, we thought, well, it's new, it's going to take a while to pick up, but it reached a level and stopped.
Basically, every driver that comes here is losing money because he's spending so much time here. It's all right if there's, say, 30 or 40 people on a plane, but if you'd like yesterday, 2 planes come in, there was only 6 people on them.
The airport was built and is now run by the Docklands development group Molem, which has so far poured £37 million into just keeping it going. How long will they keep paying?
We have had our difficulties, we accept that. We know we have to run through another public planning inquiry, but we're quite certain of the outcome of that. It will be successful, and from, we hope, 1992, we shall be looking at a viable, profitable operation.
The airlines hope to attract 1.25 million passengers per year by 1994, but last year little more than 200,000 used it. London City Airways, one of the airport's main carriers, is owned by British Midland. The chairman of British Midland, Michael Bishop, last year ordered an 80% cut in staff at the city airport. But he says he has not lost confidence in its future.
The airport itself is probably one of the most comfortable to use in Britain. It's been built to a very high standard by Molems, the developers, and it suffers only from a poor access, both from public transport and most particularly from the road system, and that I think possibly one may take a view that it is an airport a long way ahead of its time.
The airport's problem of accessibility is in large part due to the lack of any government investment in extending transport links to it. The airport was built by private enterprise, a symbol of its time, but it is now paying heavily for this lack of forward planning. The airport was designed for easy access to the city. So I went to St Paul's in the heart of the square mile to test the system from the businessman's viewpoint. I began by trying to catch a bus. Excuse me, do you go to City Airport? You don't? Do you know which bus does? I'm sorry? Right, OK, thank you. Do you go to City Airport?
Yes, I know, sir.
You don't? Do you go to City Airport?
City Airport, no.
Do you know which bus does from
15,
here?
I go the nearest.
The nearest?
Yeah, we don't go.
You don't know how close he gets to you?
No, sorry, we turn off at Moorgate.
OK, thank you.
Yeah, 6:15 to Marble Arch, then the A2 from there.
The A2 from there.
Otherwise, you'll have to go to...
That's City Airport.
Oh, the City Airport.
London
sorry.
City Airport, yeah.
I think you'll have to get a 6 towards Hackney that way.
London City Airport. Yeah, it's marvellous. After that discouraging result with the buses, I next went to try the underground from St Paul's. Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to London City Airport from here? Some success here, at least they had heard of it. But I still needed to change, this time to British Rail, and then take further connections. Put yourself in the shoes of, say, a Japanese or German businessman. Thank you very much. Time was pressing. There was only one thing left. The final option by public transport had me running down to the river bus. Novel it may be, but it is certainly no joke if you miss it. They only run once an hour. Clearly, none of these methods was the answer. It was back to St Paul's for the good old taxi and another crucial test for the City Airport. Now, Heathrow Airport is 16 miles that way, while City Airport is 6 miles the other. On paper, there's no competition. The City Airport should be far easier to get to. But we're going to put it to the test. Our researcher is going to take a cab to Heathrow, and I'm going to take a cab to the City Airport. The swift getaway soon slowed to a crawl and the occasional halt. The problem in trying to get to the nearby City Airport is that you have to negotiate your way through one of the capital's most congested and least developed road systems. Well, 15 minutes into the race, and here we are in the Docklands, narrow street. And traffic has slowed down to a crawl again. We had a brief burst and things look good, but now it's at a crawl. What do you reckon traffic's going to be like from here to the airport?
About the way it is now.
So
but a bit worse than the main road, East India Dock. The City Airport's claim of convenience was being seriously undermined. Did the airport itself have an answer?
People who use this airport clearly know the secret of getting here, and they get here by road, by rail, and by river bus, and they're very satisfied and they keep coming, and more of them are doing it.
Well, we're now 40 minutes into our journey, Silvertown Way, and now traffic has cleared quite a bit. We had a very difficult stretch just a short bit ago, but now it's cleared and there's just about a mile to go before the airport. If the airport is to serve the city into the brave new world of 1992, when communications will play such a key role, it has to deal effectively with the delays around it. In the circumstances, our taxi driver did us proud. Thank you very much. Right, well, it was 5:15 when we left St Paul's. It's now 3 minutes past 6. So that's 48 minutes in rush hour traffic. That's not bad. But hardly convincing. Our researcher, in fact, arrived at Heathrow just 4 minutes after my arrival at City Airport. A negligible difference, except that Heathrow is on average twice the price. The City Airport boasts the fastest system of boarding passengers, and it passed this test with flying colours. You can check in just 10 minutes before the flight leaves.
I'm not too late for the Brussels flight, am I?
Now this makes sense, and it certainly leaves the competition behind.
Now boarding at gate 2, if you can make your way to the gate as quickly as possible.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, bye-bye.
No queues, and you haven't far to walk. This is what the fussed executive normally only dreams of. And what's more, the flights leave on time. In less than 10 minutes of my arrival, I'm on my way to Brussels to discover the opinions of other travellers about the City Airport.
Stall 992, you are clear for takeoff runway 28. The surface wind is 350 degrees, 10 knots, maximum 15.
There are no queues of transatlantic-bound jumbos to hold you up here. There is just one uncluttered runway.
Stall 992, clear for takeoff runway 10. The surface wind is 340 degrees, 10 knots, maximum 15.
Small can be beautiful, and the airport's lack of startling commercial success does have some compensation for passenger comfort. The airport's airlines do have a small but regular and loyal base of customers. Why did they choose it?
You relax a little bit when you're at the airport, rather than Heathrow is crowded, you know, everybody is running back and forth. So I prefer City Airport for that reason.
Do you always use the City Airport?
I do it for the next last 3 trips I have made, yes.
It's quite convenient from the point of view of fast check-in and all of that. It's a much less painful experience than Heathrow or somewhere like that. Timing of the flights is quite convenient.
There's something of a pioneering atmosphere here, a little like belonging to a select aviation club. But our relaxed flight to Brussels of 1 hour and 10 minutes still did not attract enough passengers to make real money for either the City Airport or the airlines.
Thank you for choosing to fly with London City Airways and Sabina this afternoon.
What would it take to attract more custom? In Brussels, we asked passengers flying to London through Heathrow Airport why they had not chosen to use the London City Airport.
As I understand it, on the occasions I've used it, the transport is either taxi or is using the river bus. That is slow. I want a fast access from City Airport into the location I'm travelling to.
I have been told that apparently there is still some problems with the transport from the airport to the city.
And where are you heading to in London?
City.
You're actually travelling into the City of London?
Yes.
Back at the City Airport, there is a problem even more urgent than accessibility. They need to replace these propeller-driven aircraft with jets. The jets would allow the airport to cover longer routes from the Mediterranean to Eastern Europe. This would require a runway extension which local protesters are determined to block at a public inquiry which opens in July. The protesters angrily reject the need for any expansion, and they accuse the airport owners of deceit.
This is a Trojan horse. If they'd have asked for jets when they asked for the Stoleport to be built, they wouldn't have got them. They wouldn't have got anything. So they had to take it in gradual degrees.
The threat is the endless need to expand the facilities of the airport, which you cannot do in this space. And there's endless pressure to do that because of this Canary Wharf development and all the associated developments in the docks.
This is the jet the protesters want to stop. The British Aerospace 146 is the only aircraft that can fly profitably to distant European destinations, and as seen here, also land at the City Airport's short landing strip. Without it, the airport is unlikely to survive.
Physically, of course, the airport will stay there. It's a major piece of infrastructure. But I think that its prospects will be so constrained by the type of aircraft which can operate from there that as an economic proposition, both for the airlines and for the airport owners, there must be some doubt about its long-term future.
The result of the public inquiry will not be known until next year at the earliest. It could be delayed into 1992 itself. At stake is whether the City Airport will be part of London's drive into Europe or become another British monument to poor planning.
Storm 992 airborne at 16, contact London Control 128.4.
Team of